Thank you for taking the time today to watch our tutorial on the employment module of awards. If you're familiar with awards, working your way through the employment module should be pretty straightforward. The purpose of this tutorial is to demonstrate some elements of the employment module you may not have previously been aware of, and to elaborate on the way certain information should be defined, among other things. In order to track participants' education or training enrollment or completion, the education training section of the employment module should be updated whenever there is any new or changed enrollment in a school or training program by a participant. This section can also be used to track historical educational achievements, for example, degrees and certifications. Examples of changes that should be updated include starting in a school or training program, graduation, or leaving a school or program. Ideally, changes in enrollment status will be updated within 1 week of occurrence. Today we will be demonstrating how to make a new enrollment for education or training. Starting on the home screen, click on Employment, and on the following screen, click on Education Training. Before going to enrollment, we will click on Education Training Facilities. The facility may already exist. Unfortunately, unlike the Employer section, you will need to manually scroll through the entries to search for the facility. You may use the numbered tabs at the bottom of the screen to make your search easier. If you find the facility you were looking for, you may use the edit icon on the right to make any necessary changes. If you can't find the facility, you can use the Add New icon at the top of the page to create a new entry. Try to make certain that the facility does not exist before creating a new one. This will prevent duplicates. The only required field for facilities is the facility name, although it is ideal to add as much information as possible. Unlike in the employer field, you do not need to add a contact in order to connect the facility to the enrollment entry. Still, it is good to have that information entered in the event that you or the participant needs to contact someone from the facility. Some important categories are facility type, degree type, and tuition type. Generally, training programs are shorter in term and free or lower cost as opposed to trade schools or colleges, universities. After completing the facility's entry, return to the Education Training screen of the Employment module and then select Education Training Enrollments. The primary goal is to ensure the accuracy of and update all current enrollments. That being said, if you come across information about education or training that has occurred in the past, please enter it into the system. When entering data for a past enrollment or for a current enrollment that began more than 2 months ago, please set the start of the date range to precede the school training enrollment. For example, if entering information about a college attended in 1975, please be sure to begin the date range prior to 1975. Once you've selected your participant and appropriate date range, proceed to the next screen. Select the enrollment you would like to modify or click Add New at the top of the screen for a new enrollment. After finding your facility, the next required field is record type. This is the same information as the degree type. Unfortunately, because this is an incongruence in the system, you will need to enter it again. The case is the same for degree type. For major or training focus, please enter the main subject of study or classes taken. For the subject or subjects of interest, please include any additional classes the person is taking at the school or their minor. Please enter the most accurate start and end dates you can. The end date should be completed when a person graduates from their program or leaves is terminated before completing it. The GPA and credit hours attempted and completed will only be applicable for individuals in a college or university program. If a person completes the program and receives a credential, such as a license or certification, please enter the information here. Ideally, this should match the degree type. Next, indicate whether or not a person completed the program or graduated. If they did not, please describe their reason for not finishing. The following category is for grade level. Please choose the highest grade level achieved. Notice the grade levels go beyond 12. 13 would indicate 1 year of college, for example. 17 would indicate graduation from a 4-year university and 1 year of graduate school. Finally, please indicate if Access VR was involved in funding part or all of the program. If Access VR did sponsor this education or training, please provide the location of the Access VR Center and the counselor name. Once all of this information is inputted, click on Continue to save the entry. On the following screen, you should be able to see the new entry. In the future, if you need to edit or add some information, click the pencil on the right-hand side to do so. Thank you for taking the time to complete this training on entering education training information in the employment module and awards. If you encounter any problems or issues with this in the future, please feel free to contact Career Development Services for assistance.